The truth about the Dungeater. The loathsome Dungeater, disgusting-looking, mean person with a strange obsession of defilement, of corpses that he slaughtered and by proxy ruining their children, grandchildren, etc. But why is he like that? In this badly-made review and research, I aim to explain the psyche of the Dungeater. Before that, we need to cover some basics. Part 1. Where did the name come from? There is no evidence of him eating dunks, and despite the claim of some other YouTubers, him having barnacles muscles on it. Those animals eat dung, therefore his name isn't true. Those animals are feather eaters and don't eat dung, and those things on his armor are cut off horns, actually, not barnacles. His name probably comes from belittling name that given to him during his execution for his horrible crimes, or during his execution people threw dunks at him. Therefore he ate the dunks of the people. And he embraced that name, loathsome Dungeater. Part 2. His crimes. For us to understand him better, we should know his crimes. After his invasion and defeat, he tells us this.
Countless I have killed, and countless I have defiled.
According to him, he killed hundreds or even more. His defilement may mean a lot of things. In the game, the defilement gives seedbed curse. The seedbed curses we found from his victims are bled out from their crotch area. By this observation, we can assume that the defilement involves maltreatment. Now that the basics are explained, let's dive into the mind of the loathsome Dungeater. Why does Dungeater do what he does? There is three possible reasons or theories which aren't exclusive to each other and can be intertwined. Theory 1. Trauma. Some serial killers were traumatized and as a result, with many other components of course, turned into violent killers like Panzram et Kemper, whom had the most known traumatic events. According to long-going on research made by Daniel J. Naylor and John Matthew Fabian, traumatic events can lead to violence. In their words,
for some people, traumatic experiences are directly related to future perpetration of violence. Traumatic experiences also might contribute to the development of several risk factors associated with violence, for example, substance use, personality disorder, emotional dysregulation. Based on available research, therefore, it is reasonable to conclude that trauma might directly and indirectly contribute to violent acts.
So what trauma did Dungeater suffer from? By Queen Marika. He got cursed, given horns, which later he cut off, despising the curse. After this traumatic event by Marika, he may deluded himself to be an omen. Some people delude themselves or embrace the trauma as their personality cope. Before his trauma, he was a warrior of light. You can look at this armor description. This theory is very shaky and I don't agree with it personally. There are little evidence and more speculation than the other theories out here. Theory 2. Sadomasochism. Sadomasochism can be defined as taking of pleasure, often sexual in nature, from inflicting or suffering of pain, hardship or humiliation. But like all human emotions and acts, we can't pinpoint why a person is a sadomasochist. Most popular theory being control and power is given to the sadist, and vice versa for the masochist. Sadomasochist's act involves some type of violence, but in Dungeater's case, it is taken to a maximum. He enjoys torture, defilement, he enjoys the idea of controlling the lineage of his victims. He adores the idea of people hating and being afraid of him. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It really means words to me that I can share my thoughts and hobbies to people like you. Theory 3. Delusion of grandiose and insecurity. According to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, narcissistic people have fragile egos. And we all know that loathsome Dungeater is one hell of a narcissist. He always boasts about how he defied and cursed people, and this grander scheme and fate. His delusion can be seen by his dialogue or by his armor set. This vision can be the result of a grandiose delusion, hatred towards Marika and others, or simply enjoyment of destruction or defilement. For sake of argument, let's stick to the delusion part. When it's talked to Dungeater, he tries to imitate us.
Have you ever felt the curse? With your whole being, the pox upon life itself, feared and despised by all. The reviled blessing. Apparently not. You are but a lamb, a stranger to defilement, ignorant of your own ignorance. You no longer interest me. I've been long without peace. Don't spoil my quietude. I asked you not to disturb me. Be thankful of the whole serenity. It is all that keeps your death and defilement at bay.
This aggression is actually a defense mechanism to hide his fragile ego. When defeated, he couldn't accept being defeated by you and thinks you are naturally Dungeater himself.
There you are. You warded off my blessing, despite the curse stirring within you. No one has succeeded in that before. How? I thought. Then it hit me that you are, in fact, me. And I am the Dungeater. It is my flesh that must receive the blessing. Give me your blessing. Defile my flesh with the seedbed curse, again and again, until it is done. Until a cursed ring coalesces and may one day defile order itself.
This delusion of grandeur, plus his extreme narcissism, protects his self-worth. And he tries to manipulate you into playing his delusion of grandeur, which his curse is being an omen, a prophecy. You can achieve his goal, a goal that is much greater than him, which is destroying the order, basically being cycle of life, because you are stronger than him. And his failure of achieving this goal can be dismissed if a stronger version of himself, whom is you, can achieve it. You can either play along and curse the world, forcing souls to stuck inside of a miserable limbo, or you can end his miserable life or make a puppet for yourself as an art of war.
The fallen leaves tell a story of how a tarnished became Elden Lord. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Our seed will look back upon us and recall the reviled curse that defined our age. The blessing of despair.
Thanks for watching. Please comment your own theories or ideas. See ya next time, guys.